Hi everyone, my name's Paula Taylor and this is Tackle the Feelings Before the Behavior, or TFBB. And today's vlog is called Trauma is Unavoidable. And the reason I'm saying this is because at the moment in the world we do have a lot of trauma happening as we speak. We also all have childhood trauma, we all have things that have happened to us, and it doesn't need to be like car accident, death, murder, being beaten up, things like that. It's also things that we just haven't been able to process. So basically today, I wanted to keep it short and say that trauma is a difficult emotional experience that we have not been able to integrate and process yet. So it sits out there out of our worldview, our past, our present, and our future, like a bit of a wound, a sore. A burn that's still quite pussy and oozy and really raw and sore. And it's that version, if you think about it like physical illness or physical wounding. A physical wound, when it first happens, or when it's, before it's been treated, before it's been dressed, before it's had a bit of time, it's usually very painful and very vulnerable and oozing all over the place and sort of all consuming. And that's a bit like what happens when our emotional system gets wounded. And that can happen for anything. For a little baby, it can literally be, being too cold at night, or a little toddler having the wrong color cup and they don't know how to deal with the emotions. And so that's why things like grief and those awful things that happen to us are really, really difficult and take time. Because we've got to slowly integrate them. We've got to slowly find meaning. We've got to address that wound. We've got to allow for the sadness to help us to process and eventually integrate it where it becomes a part of us. It doesn't mean that we aren't changed. It doesn't mean that it never hurts. It doesn't mean it goes away and things resume exactly how it used to be. That's like grief, that's trauma, that's anything. It means we learn to live with it. It integrates. It doesn't pack that punch in that uncontrolled, almost unconscious way where it just comes and hits you. Post-traumatic stress disorder, for instance. When a lot has happened to you and you just can't. Your whole system creates ways and things to protect you, to allow it to come through gradually. Sometimes we split off from it. And it only comes back in flashbacks, memories, that kind of thing. So when you have trauma, it's really important to see it that way, that it's a wound. It's not permanent in that you will never ever get a handle on it and you will never be happy again and you will forever be feel crazy from it or whatever it may be that you're feeling. But it is something that you can integrate and learn how to create a new normal with. And it takes time, and there's no set time for trauma. The more you help yourself in your trauma, the more you see the process and give yourself time, give yourself treatments, give yourself healing, give yourself a break, give yourself sadness, the more you will be able to chug through it without it staying for long, long periods of time. If you need help, counseling, therapy, healers, all sorts of things are there designed to help with trauma. And there's no shame in reaching out for help. So I hope that's been helpful. Take care. Bye.